Alright, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a WordPress site here from scratch. If you look at what I got going on right now, basically here's the website where I'm going to place a WordPress site. As you can see right now, there's nothing that exists there. I obviously added the domain in the first place on my hosting account, so it does exist. I know what I'm going to do there. I'm going to go ahead and start this right from scratch. There's a few different ways that you can do this. I'm going to take the most manual and basic way to do it. That way you can get all your bases covered and you can see what you need to do. Basically, I'm going to go here. I'm going to just type in WordPress into Google. I'm going to go ahead and download the files that I'm going to need to create the website. Downloading that right now. Let's see. And it exists here on my desktop. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the name of this folder because I know where I'm going to put it. Basically what I'm going to do right away is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump in and use my FTP program and upload the files that I need. I know where it's at here. It's right there. Here. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and upload that now. Basically, the base install of WordPress is going to start out with approximately 1,200 files, something like that. You need those files, and you also need a database. You need a database user to make it work. I'm going to go ahead and jump back into here. I'm going to jump into cPanel, and we're going to create what we need for that situation. I'm within the home area of cPanel. I'm going to create a database. Where is that at? You can see right here it says MySQL databases. Jump into there and I'm going to call this test MuxBiker. I'm going to go ahead and create the database. Basically what I normally do in this situation is I keep notes of what I've got going on so that I don't lose the information that I need. Jump back in here. Alright, we've got the database. Now we need a database user. I'm going to go ahead and create that. That user is going to be, let's say, Mux user. As you can see with this, I'm only allowed 7 characters to do it, so I have to call it whatever that's going to be created within the 7 characters. I'm going to use a password generator. That's normally what I'm going to do. Go ahead and copy this. Yes, I've copied it. Create the user. As you can see, it tells you exactly what you've got going on here. So I'm going to grab that as well. Go back out here. I'm going to put the information where I need it saved. So I've got my database name, I've got my database username, and I've got my database user password. So I know what I need. You got to do one more thing within cPanel here. If I go back, I need to add the user to the database. So basically, you can see that it says add user to database here. What was that called? It was called, I can't even remember what I called it. Test MuxBiker, Mux user. We are looking for the user right now, so it was called Mux user, which is right here. And then this one was test something. Let's see. Test Mux Biker. Text Mux Biker. I'm going to go ahead and add that. I'm going to give it all privileges. I'm going to make the changes. As you can see, everything that I need has been added into the situation. Go ahead and go out here. Copy the other information that I need there. See where this is at. We've actually got all of the files up in that situation that we need, which is very pleasant. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back out to the website where it was, and I'm going to hit refresh to see what's going on. It's going to ask you to create a configuration file for the website. I'm going to go ahead and do that. It tells you what information you're going to need. You're going to need the database name, the database username, and the database password, the database host. Basically, database name here. Let's see, I've got that here. This was the database name right here. The database username, that was this right here. And the database password is the last thing that we need. That was this right here. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. It's going to tell me, all right, yep, I did what I needed to do, so I'm going to go ahead and run the install. Basically, it's going to ask me the site title. Just going to go ahead and add one in for right now. Username, I'm going to almost always add at least one account with admin. Depends on the situation, really. I'm going to go ahead and add a password into the situation. Then I'm going to add the email address that I need. You can decide whether or not you want search engines to index it right away. I normally don't care about it. We'll just see what happens. Alright, so my login page is here. I'm going to go ahead and log into the situation. Within the dashboard now, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss this. I always do. The only other thing I really normally do right away in this situation is I'm going to go into the settings area. I'm going to go into general, see what we've got going on here. I'm not going to leave this. Got that. This is okay. Everything looks good there. I'm normally going to change this. I know what mine is. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. One thing I'm always going to do as well is I'm going to go into the permalinks, and I don't want the default permalinks. I don't want it to look all weird like that. I'm going to go ahead and just hit post name, and I'm going to hit save. So now if I hit dashboard, I can see that I've got everything going good that I want here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open a second window and just make sure that everything looks good out here. And it does. As you can see, I've got the website started. It says you've got the little hello world page. If you jump into it, I'm sure there's some other pages as well. Let's see what we got going here. We've got actually a sample page, and then we've got the hello world, which is actually just the post itself, but that is just the basics on how to set up a WordPress site. Did it from from nothing into being a full WordPress site. I'm going to build it here. It's being built in the stage location. I'm going to move it to where it needs to be in the long run. So we will see.